Jtv, your #1 Christian channel.
Good afternoon, viewers. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year to all of you. I believe you're all having a wonderful, very hot week. I pray whoever and wherever you'll be watching that you're in a relaxed position to listen to this very important topic for today. Today we have our guest. His name is James Njoroge. You remember him from last time? Salimia.
Hello viewers, this is James Njoroge. Thank you, Bernard.
Yes, we've called him back because number one, he didn't finish his story, and secondly, he has a very important topic that he needs to discuss with us and also talk to us about mainly. And today's main focus is suicide. Last week, not
Yes.
last week, last year.
Last year, actually.
Actually, last week was last year.
Yes.
Okay. Last year we spoke about you having an alcohol issue. So in a very short, let's say very short story as to how did you get into alcoholism and which level did you get to?
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Happy New Year once again, our viewers, and thank you for welcoming me back.
Yes, sir.
I hadn't thought I would get into alcoholism or take alcohol because I hadn't liked it at all.
Yes.
But I had contact with it in our early childhood because our dad and the friends in the neighborhood would take it. And that was what was happening everywhere. Like the way you see cakes in weddings. That was a social norm.
Yes, sir.
And when I grew up, I actually hated it. I cannot be able to relate. Back then, I could not be able to relate what happened, what added up that I started taking it. But what I see is that I started tasting. I had bad reactions with it when I was young. I hated it. Later on in secondary school, I could see teachers sometimes. During games, you would find one or two teachers would look a bit drunk.
Yes.
Or we would be sent in the evening to buy cigarettes. Or we would be told when you're coming home from school, when you finish your homework,
Yes.
pass by here and bring me that letter on the top of the table. And then I would take maybe some item I'm requested by the teacher, only to meet him or outside the bar or inside the butchery or a place where there would be alcohol. And eventually later on, in part of the adult life,
Yes.
major ceremonies like weddings, alcohol would be the celebrating, the celebratory ingredient.
Yes.
Without it, and eventually I think I would get to have one or two friends who would take one. You are a man. So eventually I think I became socialized, and but I see that challenges in life may have triggered without me. May have triggered me falling into love with alcohol without me noticing.
Yes.
To the point whereby the challenges were no longer the issue.
Yes.
It was about me getting alcohol at all costs, and eventually I loved alcohol so much I started hating it that it had overtaken me, and that's when I started considering suicide.
Wow. Oh, wow. So before we get on to the topic of suicide, we had gotten to a point whereby you had introduced us to your family background and the fact that you are a twin.
Oh yes.
Yes. And did your brother have the same challenges as you? Because you're identical twins. I've seen your photos. One photocopy of the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, twin phenomenon is a very interesting issue, and I will not talk about that. I want to answer your question.
Yes, sir.
And allow me, first of all, to say hi to my twin brother. My twin brother, wherever you are, Joseph, I want to say hi to you and your family.
Yes.
Remember, I always tell you that I'm sorry for that punch I gave you, because at one time, when I was in my intoxicated mood or confused mood,
Yes.
I almost fought with him. And he was kind enough, he didn't react. I think he could see where I was.
Okay.
Now, twins are a unique being, if I could start by using that word.
Yes.
Because from our early years, our experiences was that we think the same. We almost feel the same at the same moment.
Okay.
People use words like telekinesis or whatever it is, transferred thoughts or anything. But it's like two beings who are made to it's like wheels of the same vehicle.
Yes.
Moving at the same time and turning. So maybe our reactions to life would also be the same. But he had started to drink earlier.
Yes.
He had gotten employed when I was still in school, and he stopped to drink earlier. He got saved.
Ah, okay.
And much later, with a gap of around 7 to 10 years, I wasn't drinking. And then when I started, so I could see him, he was very, very confused about what is happening.
Oh, okay.
And then later on, he would come and encourage me. He would encourage my wife, my children, to the point later on when my situation got very bad, where I would run away from everyone.
Yes.
They would actually organize to come and visit me with the purpose to help me getting sorted out, to console my family, my wife.
Okay.
But the moment they would come in, I would be very meeky and very happy. They have visited, and I would find a reason. Oh, I think one more milk is needed. And the same story for an addict is that not only to disappear, but I would ensure that the bull that gives the milk has refused.
Wow.
That means I would the excuse would be duka zimefungwa, nakuja saa hii, duka zitafungwa mpaka kesho asubuhi, if not several days. At one time I stayed away for a long time, and they actually went to the police
To look for you.
to look for me.
Wow. Wow.
And that I know affected my twin brother emotionally very badly. He was strong. God, being a safe person, God had blessed him. It also affected my family, my wife, my children, my mom, my brothers and sisters, even my close friends.
Yes.
I not only started losing those friends within the family,
Yes.
I also started losing the family, the friend in me. I started becoming, I can say I started hating myself.
Last time you also spoke about a very dear friend of yours who you were working with, who committed suicide.
Yes.
Was that your first time you encountered suicide, or you had already started thinking about suicide?
That was not the first time. Actually, way back several years.
Yes.
When I was in Embu, there was a time that I was a lecturer at the Government Training Institute. Right now it's the Kenya School of Government.
Yes.
And I would go on drinking sprees. I would feel that I'm getting paid good money. I have a college. I was employed by the government, and I would still have some other contracts and buying computers and selling.
Yes.
I would feel I deserve to drink. I'm a man. Maybe join one or two friends. But the issue of suicide would come in language that may not be interpreted as such, because we will decide, twende tukakunywe pahali mbali, jaza gari mafuta, peleka mbio kabisa. So from me now, I can be able to see that, those were suicidal thoughts.
Okay.
Because if I'm very stable and secure and I'm earning, then why would I want to drive dangerously and also in the night?
While intoxicated.
Intoxicated, and there are dangers, risk at night. Why would I want to leave my family? Yes. Why would several men agree that our families deserve the pain to be left alone at the expense of our, in quotes, that happiness? I could see that maybe that issue of suicide. And most likely that's what happens with many people without noticing.
Okay.
Drinking myself silly, I had started having liver issues.
Okay, the liver cirrhosis.
Yeah, because my body started reacting. I look very healthy, but my body started reacting very funny. So at one time I could not have food with salt. At another time it is sugar. At another time I would have a lot of shivers, unexplained. At another time I would have a patch of skin on the head. At another time my eyes were very dim, I couldn't see well. So, but later on, of course, in the severe state, the later years, this is when me and my friends, after having run away from home and running away from my wife and running away from my job,
yes,
then we started selling illicit beer.
Other places in Makuyu?
Yeah, somewhere in Keno.
Yes.
In Keno near Sabasaba.
Okay.
And we will do that on and off, but it got to a point whereby we would buy in what do you call it, spirit or changa from anywhere. And we would pack it in bottles, then we would sell. Then we would go into another place. Right now I understand, because an alcoholic may not have strict patterns of business. And then, but my friend, this is the time now, he had started complaining about issues with his life. And one morning, when he had refused everything, because we used to have a lot of money, and we could buy sodas and chai and everything, anything we wanted.
Yes.
Of course, by the end of the day, we wouldn't have money. We would be drunk. But I hadn't understood why he was so sad. Little did I know he had an issue, maybe depression. Then one morning, he just decided to hang himself.
And it's in the middle of festivities. There is money to drink.
Yeah.
There is having a good time. You're
Yeah.
having a good time. And
Yes. Yes.
you meet him. Please describe the situation.
Wow.
Sorry, I'm taking you
It's
back
okay.
there.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's just when you go back to such an archive, allow me to use that word.
Yes.
You have to open the door cautiously. It was very early morning. Actually, not wee hours of the night. It was around 3 a.m. We wake up. It was a normal day for us.
Yes.
There was some alcohol that had remained, and we had packed it, and the bottles were there, and we were just selling. I can't even remember which room was. One of the old unfinished rooms, in one of the buildings.
Yes.
And we were selling. The guys are climbing up the stairs. We are selling lipa, nenda fanya nini. All those activities are asubuhi mapema, because sometimes you'll find maybe some policemen would come in and bust and arrest people. Maybe sometimes get money. But for us, we would just be half drunk. It's like a big movie happening over and over. So this morning, we are selling the drinks, and everyone is paying, and the normal situation, somebody doesn't have money. Then suddenly I notice on my friend's position on the makeshift bed, he is not there. Other guys are just smoking cigarettes, and then I notice on the wall, it's written, Baba Sharon, my friend. I wondered, what is this? Why is my friend doing this?
Baba Sharon now being
My Baba Sharon is me now. Then I wondered why. I ignored it. At first I thought, well, it's just a good friend writing about another friend. After a short time, he didn't come back. So I told somebody, go and check downstairs. When he went and came back, he told me, no, sijamwona. So I looked around at the room. I got confused. Now siwezi harakisha hawa watu, ni mapema sana, kitu saa 10 hivi naelekea saa 11
asubuhi.
Ya asubuhi. Nikianza kuwaharakisha watatoka, wataniacha peke yangu, na pengine watanisumbua kulipa. Nikamwambia subirini. So I went and looked for him downstairs. Nikapata one of the soldiers, one of the amekaa huko nje ya maduka. Unaona mtu kameniambia pana. I got confused. Then I went up and stayed for close to 40 minutes. So inakaribia 6, watoto wa shule wanaenda. Nikarudi tena. Kaniambia sijamuona. Na nani ametoka jumlangu, naona ni kama ni watoto wa huko. So when I was going up, I noted the room where he had said the watoto wametoka. It was slightly ajar. So as I was passing, I felt like there was a movement, some banging or something. That got me my interest. Now I was feeling agitated and wondering, now it's taking too long, sijamalizia kuuzia wale. Kuna wave vingine ya wateja itakuja ya saa 1. Na wanakuanga rioters, because ni wale wako na njaa ya asubuhi, wanakunywa pombe. Wanaenda kazi. Just when I was about to start climbing the stairs, then I felt a kick, like the door was being kicked.
Yeah.
I even jumped back. I wondered, wow, there's somebody inside. Then the sudden realization, I saw the chinks of the wooden planks, normally chinks. Then I saw the colors of the shaft, like somebody is standing straight, straining the neck, only to look carefully, and then I saw the neck careened to one side, and there was a wealth of blood dropping down. Then I noticed there was a wire. Amejinyonga na wire. So he was like making his last kicks or something like that. And I almost flipped out of my mind. I ran out very fast. Kutoka nje ya gate ya that building, some guy with a motorbike was passing. I just jumped onto him. Nikamwambia, come help me, my cousin anajinyonga. When that guy heard that, he left the bike almost running and he took off. One of my friend came. Somebody recognized, akaniuliza, what is happening? One of the guys who would come and buy. Akamwambia nani ako kule, sijui anafanya nini, kama anajinyonga. So that time I didn't know how to ride a bike. So whomever that guy came, bado it was slightly dark. So, towards 6 now. Kasimamisha bike kama ikaanguka, tukaingia ndani, tukamfungua. Kafanya haraka, tukavunja mlango kwanza. Once we broke down the door, then we were able to get him. So we positioned him on the bike. Now the guy is the rider, the motorbike rider. I'm the behind. And now my friend, I'm not even able to comprehend actually.
So it's running.
I'm complaining to him, ujishikilie. All he can do was, the hands are loose. And the neck is just tilting left and right. And that everything was sinking in very slowly, like a bad movie. And then we went to the hospital, which was nearby. When we arrived there, there were cops all over. Some guys had fought, some of them cut each other. They even had dogs. So then I saw, this is trouble. We are supposed to come for help, and then we are finding the police here. But anyway, we just took him and gave him to the doctor. And then I think one of the cops had run to call the doctor or something like that. The picture, I can't remember well. But when the doctor took him inside, after some time he stayed a little long. Then when he came out, he summoned me with a very calm face. In my mind I was saying, things are good, he has woken up. So I asked, hey doc, ameamka, is he okay? Now can I go? Mpatieni kitanda watu, give him a bed, and the relatives will come. So the doctor just kept quiet and looked at me, and in a very slow motion, if my mind wasn't cheating me, he just shook the head like this, left and right. I hadn't understood, so I just told him, okay. I started walking. Then it hit me, he has said no. I went back and said, doc, I opened the door. What have you said? But the doctor was not there. I could just see the guy, Samelala Uko, on one of the tables somewhere. And the doctor with the white coat is just walking away somewhere. That hit me, I don't know. It hit me in a way I can't even describe. Because when I turned around, I could see some guy who wanted to talk with the dog, and there was a cop behind him. And there were other cops and some other guys down there. Then I realized, this is it, I'm done. I have tried to kill myself. I was arguing with myself very fast. I have tried to kill myself before. It never happened. At least I didn't become successful. That means God doesn't want me. No, I tried to kill myself another time. It didn't work. That means Satan doesn't want me. This guy is successful. And so Satan is playing around with me. I was bitter with everything, and shocked and confused. So I think shouted, oh, he has died. I don't know who did that, but there was, I think, a cop behind me. He said, Jimmy, go home to your mother's home. But instead of saying mother, he said, Jimmy, go to Shiriaka, your mother's home. So when he used the word Jimmy and mixed it with the name of my mom, Shiriaka, maiden mom of my mother, that shook me a little into reality. I am known completely. And whomever knows me is somebody who knows me so well, because my mom was a former teacher. I wouldn't expect somebody just to call them by their girl name, you know. That shook me so much. And before that could sink in, I was given a very sharp slap. I don't remember whether it's the back or at the forehead. But I think that served me right, because I was now able to see where I was. I walked outside the gate of the hospital. By the time I was outside, I was asking what time will I get there. I took off.
So there was a reason as to why I decided to now talk about your friend.
Yes.
Before we started talking about you. So could you notice what was happening with him? Which got him to that position?
I had, but it was not registering. I had noted something like it would be unlike him to be argumentative with people. It would be unlike him when I was drinking, because we were friends and we were the ones in charge of, so to say, our own beer. He would actually, instead of just telling me, give me, I have a sip, or saying, hey, like, can I have a sip? He would actually just grab it even whether it was in the hands or anything, I could notice such things.
So it got a bit more aggressive.
He became aggressive. Other things will be like he became isolated. He would be among us, but the charm and the talk stopped.
Ah, okay. Okay, so now back to you. You talked about 2 suicide attempts.
Yes.
So what are the circumstances around them?
The first one was when I was in Nembo, and I tried to take poison, rata, which I had actually bought from a close friend, a best friend, who had a shop in Nembo.
Yeah.
And it was a normal day, and that thought just came to me just like that. This is too much. I think, let me just die. Then I started wondering, how can I do that? But I had noted that I had been having such thoughts for quite some time, because from the time that I had been, my wife used to advise me, can you go get help? My brothers and sisters would tell me, now, this is going too far, can you get help?
You could share with people and tell them, this is how I'm feeling.
I could tell them sometimes when I'm drinking, I can't help to stop. Other people didn't even have to hear that. They would just tell me, beer is not doing you good. So such thoughts would make me hate the beer for having controlled me, so to say.
Yes.
And eventually I would hate myself for having let myself be in that position. And I would even hate myself and hate life more so because I felt there was nothing I could do about it. I had tried to stop, I would stop for several months. So this issue about suicide would come and go away. This time it's around 11 a.m. in the morning. I was in my college, we were having classes, we were doing majorly IT. It's a normal class, we used to have many students.
Yes.
The class is full, they are paying sometimes, following up on in a normal day. Then I felt, I think I should go and get a smoke. Got a smoke, cigarette, then no, I think I should take a cup of tea. Then I felt, no, I will not take a cup of tea here, let me go down there. When I look at it, it's like I was trying to look for a solution to something big, only starting with the normal things like cigarette and tea. By the time I got to look for the cup of tea in that other hotel, I found myself near our best friend's shop. And it was one of the days where we used to have chamas, the group meetings. We had just come from the meeting in the morning. So my best friend wasn't there, it was the wife. So I just said, hi, Mama Fulani. Okay. By the way, we have a problem at home. Can you sell me I think one of the girls in the shop sold me rat and rat. And I bought 2 of them, double. Oh, I see. I want to send somebody so that they can poison the rat. By the time we get home in the evening, everything will be sorted. Yeah. So I bought and then walked as if I'm going back to the college, and then took one corner and headed back home. So I just went and put water. I just mixed it, and as I was taking, I remember there was, I think there were prayer program, something like that, or a fellowship in the neighbor's house. So when I was taking the first sip, I felt, I don't know, I can't remember whether I heard there was a commotion or it was too loud worshiping. But by the time now I wanted to take the bigger sip, I just found people running into our house, and they're just falling all over. And then I'm having the glass with me, and the sachet is somewhere nearby. So as they're falling, I just put it down, and then there's a rat or there's a snake, something like that. And then I helped them wake up, and then I think I hid, but one of the people noticed. Either they shared with my wife or one of my family members, because I remember later on I was asked about it. Another event that happened was when I wanted to strangle myself, or to commit suicide by rope.
Okay. But that was now after your friend?
Yes. No, this was before. Okay. My friend is much recent. That was my friend killed himself 2014. No, 2015. 2015, okay. 2015. These episodes are 2011. The previous one of rope, wanting to kill myself with the rope, was around 2010. Still in Embo. I had bought a rope and had wanted to kill myself, and when I had planned everything, and was set, even the day, everything, then our oldest brother got a transfer to Embo, and he decided to request to stay with us.
Okay.
So the day he was supposed to come, he failed to come, and he decided to come unannounced. a later date.
Okay.
So me, I'm at home. I'm knowing now I'm alone. So today nimepanga hata ka stool. The stool is there. I had even removed one of the ceiling, I think planks, so I could be able to. Just as I'm climbing up, I just hear somebody knocking on the door. My brother himself had been having severe problems with the alcohol in his life.
Okay.
So now, I had taken a little beer, I think. So I just left the rope there, and then when I opened the door, here is my brother with his 2 bags. And he's a big brother, our firstborn. He used to be our hero.
Yes.
The guy you see and everything stops and you run to him and you hug stories and stories. I actually left the rope there.
So he saw the rope.
And he didn't recognize it. I just cheated him. There were some things I was putting in the ceiling, so I was using the rope to pull them up. And he took it well. Or whether if he understood it, it never came in because nobody ever told me. But those 2 times I could remember them. Of course, as I said, among other events like drinking too much, right? Just getting to a vehicle and driving at very high speeds, having fights in the bars. Like here, the nose, you can notice there's a small bump.
Yes.
I just provoked a guy for no reason. I realized I had my own issues. A guy who was just seated and having his own beer, and I just provoked him for no reason. And the guy just punched me and floored me. My twin brother came and he came and helped sort out the issue. Because it's a guy who didn't know me, and the other people who was telling me, I'll hunt you down. And him now Levi. Later I was diagnosed, during treatment I was diagnosed with I don't know whether it's mild bipolar. And here in that bar, I am very loud and abusing that guy and putting him down with all the skills and intellect I have.
So at that time you were in the manic phase.
Manic phase, yeah. And because he's a normal standard guy, the intimidation would provoke him and told me, you do all, yo kizungu nyingi, all that English, I'll hunt you down. So my brother, he just walked in. I had called him. There was blood dripping all over. And so when you talk about suicide, I can see it happened several times in my life.
Okay. On that note, if you have any suicidal thoughts, please reach out to a qualified specialist. Let us go on the break, and when we come back, Bwana Njoroge will now be talking about what a person needs to do to recognize suicide, why are men more suicidal than women, and such things. See you soon.
Jtv, your #1 Christian channel.
Are you a businessman, or are you planning to start a business? Do you want your business to flourish and make the best sales in town? Judah Radio is now offering advertisement platforms through our radio station 99.9 FM Kisaju and 87.6 Narok. You can contact us through 0713 999 333. We will be glad to market your business. Judah Radio, sasa nitamsifu Mungu.
Recovering alcoholic, having been an addict for over 25 years.
Mimi ni mwanaharamu kwa boma yake. Ni vile mimi hajanizaa.
Jtv, your #1 Christian channel.
Welcome back, viewers. Today we are talking about a very, very interesting but very emotive topic called suicide and mental wellness. Now, today we have our guest, it's Bwana Njoroge, and he was sharing with us about his history in alcoholism, having a friend who committed suicide and he had to deal with it, and he's also several suicide attempts. So obviously you got help.
I got help, yes.
Yes, so you went to rehab?
Oh yes, I went to rehab the first time
Yes.
and relapsed 2013. No, in 2013 I went to rehab.
Yes.
And then after that I relapsed. 2014 I drank a lot. And then that's when 2015 the issue of suicide of my friend happened. And then I went to rehab the second time.
Okay. Okay, so when they diagnosed you with having bipolar disorder, so what steps did you take after that?
Okay. First of all, allow me to thank the person who was very directly involved in my treatment,
Yes.
Dr. Mwangi. Wherever you are Dr. Mwangi, you know I hold you high. You're my spiritual father. I want to thank you a lot because you took care of so many things that couldn't be taken care of. You even helped our family, you know, become strong together, siblings issues and so on. And when I went to the treatment, it was because he had seen me some time back when I was in active addiction.
Okay.
And because he had also known my history. I had the capacity to do this, the things I was doing. So when I went to treatment, I was actually, I could see myself now. And my counselors were good enough. They're still my friends, and they remind me, I was the most talkative guy, dry drinking. Most talkative, very opinionated, and Mastori, siasa, dominating and wanting to be center of interest and so on. And but I was guided, and after the first initial month, which is very important, which was also very important for me, I was able to start seeing myself in a new way. They helped me understand myself, and eventually I was able now to realize what has become of my life, even when the treatment was going on. And that's when the first month I could not have understood the issues, how sick I am mentally. But later on, within the second month and the third month, they were able to let me know about the certain conditions that affect people, like I had depression. We actually used to joke about that we have depression anonymous group. And we used to joke about it in a sarcastic manner until now the treatment started working eventually, and we could see, wow, we need help. And not just us, our families.
Yes.
And the issue of the treatment now, apart from depression, the diagnosis of specific aspects, like having other secondary, bipolar, in one state one can be extremely abnormal, so to say, manic,
Yes.
or in whichever stage.
Supermanic.
And I could see myself being manic when carrying out simple duties. On Saturday, when others are, when you are being given duties, mtaosha hapa, we want to help to wash, I could see myself washing the whole tank, 10,000 liters.
Washing the inside?
Outside.
Outside, oh.
I was trying to look what else can be done. It's very charged. And after that, can I go to the kitchen to help
cook
or wash or do something else? And later on, I was able to see myself coming out of the woods, if not the fire, and see actually how abnormal, if not insane, I was to my friends, even who we are drinking with, and more so now to my family. I don't want to use the word poor family, but to my family, especially the children, the girls, you know.
Yes.
And which brings in another topic about, even in recovery, I still understand that those experiences, those damages may not leave me the original person. So when you're sharing this, I just hope that somebody out there can be able to understand there is help and they can reach out.
Yes, yes. And the main essence about doing this program, the first program of this year, what do you think the importance is?
Wow. Actually, this is a very important program, and if I was in a position to recommend that to anyone, whether the president, the Pope, or the leaders in the world, these are some of the programs that should be aired, if not only aired, to be organized in families, in the local churches, in schools first. Because what we are doing is addressing the family issues, the family healing. Because I have come to understand that my disease of addiction into alcohol, the challenges that come along with that, depression and being insane in whatever stage, all come from not being able to cope with issues.
So suicide is also
a suicide is an issue,
symptom.
a symptom of not being able to cope with an issue, regardless of who did it or who didn't. And if I am in this position and I was a normal guy, then this issue, this is a very important, not only a topic, a program. This is a blessing to everyone, because if I had never heard somebody share their story about their success in recovery, my hope wouldn't have been inspired, provoked.
Okay.
So this is a program that if I can recommend to those who are listening, who are leaders, who can be able to make decisions, this should be happening even to nursery schools, even to people at home. The very first thing in the morning, in Sundays, not overtaking other programs, but this kind of sharing should be allowed within families, so that when people have issues, they are guided how to address them.
Okay. Okay. So during this period, there was a COVID-19, people stayed home, then suddenly things started to open up, then Christmas happened, and then now suddenly children are going to school. Statistics show that there are two types of statistics. First one is men are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than women.
Yes.
And but women, when they commit suicide, they commit it with finality. It is very hard to rescue a woman who's decided to commit suicide. The second one being that a lot of people commit suicide during the holiday periods, and at around the beginning of the year, between dates of December 12th and around 4th of January. Why do you think that happens?
I will relate that with my experiences. And out there it is called, or was being called, mtete. Mtete means the shivers and the conversions, or the withdrawal attacks or syndromes that come along after indulging too much in any activity, more so in alcohol. And this used to happen to me. And more so now in this season, I know you are listening out there. This is a very sensitive time, because there was a lot of flow of foods and drinks. That flow created a merry mood, and everyone would feel safe, because everyone is doing this. It is safe for me to do it, which is the same thing when I was then in active addiction. I would feel, because my friend is going to drink, I have one with them. So even now, during Christmas, everyone is eating, so I eat. Actually, many other conditions like stomach issues would also come in for everyone. And worse now for people who are in addiction, alcohol addiction. So during Christmas, when this happens, it leaves this person, even when they have not drunk, in a high state, what is called dry drinking. Because it's a merry time. Everyone is cheers, like like when you're escorting somebody to the airport, everyone or a birthday or party or something. But when everyone has gone back to their own lives, those people who were creating that mood are no longer there. The noise that would mask my reality in life would go away. I would be left with my reality. So it would be much easier for me now to start seeing myself with issues I had never addressed, and now more other issues that have come up. Maybe I overspent during Christmas. Maybe I created new relationships I wasn't supposed to create. Maybe wrong things. Maybe I left out some. I didn't commit some duties I was supposed to. Maybe I omitted. Or worse still, and this is now the bottom line, the merry environment is gone away. Because in addiction, I had learned to own the merry moment as if it is me. When I enter the bar, I would feel as if I'm in a sacred place. This is good. So December also becomes like I'm in a bar. Somebody is in a bar. But when December goes away, it's like the person has been sent out of the bar with no money. They are not wanted there. They have almost been abused. And they have been sent home to face their own reality alone.
Wow.
So this is now telling this person who is out there, it is important time now you reach out for help, because you may be going through things you are not aware. Because in the mind we have several functions that work, the subconscious and the unconscious. Like the way I used to contemplate to kill myself without knowing, I would find myself actualizing. I even wonder, when did I think about this? And I'm not indicating everyone must be like that. Even when you're at home, it will be safer for you when you reach out for help. If you see how things have happened in December, you are having pressures more than you can deal with. Instead of projecting it to the loved ones at home, I used to project, I used to create wars for no reason, simply because I don't want to be asked about that issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why do you think men are in much more trouble than ladies?
Basically, I would say from a normal person's point of view,
Yes.
without going into the science of the mind, it's the way we are wired to react into functional activities rather than share, rather than talk about the activities. We are wired to do things that will bring benefit first. Then we talk about later. And that's why even the word wisdom is referred to as her, because ladies and their mothering character, they hold a lot of wordings, but they get guidance from man. From what the man is doing, that is the wisdom the lady will see. And then they will share it with the children. So because the man is not wired to talk a lot, we tend to shelf even what we are supposed to talk.
Okay.
And when it comes to issues of esteem, respect, and more so now, the nakedness of helplessness.
Yeah, that's a very deep phrase.
If I can't deal, that's how I used to feel. If I can't talk about the normal things, I can't even talk about normal challenges. What about acute pains? And then I also have another challenge. I have fallen in love with a secret lover called addiction. Whether it is sex or alcohol or anything.
Or gambling.
This is a secret lover. And I would see myself in bars doing that. I would nurse my beer at the table for so long, and these girls would just sit down there and they are just, ogling their bodies, and I have no idea this is a lady I could talk to. Because the love of my life is there. And I'm still fighting with them, drinking and arguing with them. Nakunywa school fees. Haina shida, wacha nikukunywe tu. Iishe kabla watoto waipate. So this kind of sick thinking and all that, this man is help us to be able to share. So you'll find that men become affected much more easily with matters sharing if the environment is not there. Two, there are many dynamics that have happened nowadays. Social structures that will enable sharing within the family, not just within the society, have not only become damaged, actually they have become justifiable that they should not be there, which is a very sad thing. Let me repeat that. The structures that are supposed to uphold a family fabric is the role of a man and a wife.
Okay.
But the general, I'm not putting down a statistic, but the general scenario that is happening is that because of maybe the aggressive way of lifestyle that has happened, those roles have not only become intermingled, they have become functions of abuse. I'm marrying so that I can, or I'm getting married so that I can. So when this man is supposed to be the pillar of life in the world, because the man is supposed to be the pillar of life in the world, when he has the biggest deficiency ever, right now the world is thriving because of information technology, communication. Imagine the communication dying inside a man. Then the family is no longer there. It's not his. He's not even alive. So this, you find now the men, the issues of suicide or the issues of depression will affect the man very easily, because I'll have to be very active and live with my friends and be normal and smiling and providing and acting normally, but I don't share about anything. I just say what is expected.
Wow. Wow. That's so deep.
And then the children now, the sad thing is that the generations that are coming in are seeing that as the normal.
So they're learning from this generation,
Yes.
which is getting things wrong
Yes.
already.
Yes. And then the only way of communicating is either on the media, where we see maybe chairs being hurled, or people cutting each other, or whomever has the most asset to provide for protection can get somebody killed, and that one is covered up, or I can kill myself, and either my family covers that up, or it's forgotten. You know, all those issues are
Shortcuts, basically.
yes, shortcuts are sidelining the role of the man. And here we are talking about a normal man who will uphold the dignity of the family, the dignity of each member. And now the last part would be what? It would mean that this man becomes a functional person. Just provide, period.
Uko tu utokeleze. Walking it
And
in.
that becomes normal. And then with the technology that has come in, they normally put those on the media a lot, that you have somebody, everyone is glued to their phone.
No, the phones are like,
Their phone. Hata mtoto karibu chupa ichorwe picha ya simu ndio akaribie. But even as we are cracking that joke, it simply shows that such a program is useful because it will help somebody out there to not only learn how to share what they have gone through, and also whatever damage may have happened in their life. They are helped. God does this.
Okay.
And I'm thankful for.
So, good news is that you went to rehab. You
Yes.
came out. So you were a former teacher, lecturer,
Yes.
business owner. So now, what do you do?
Okay, thank you very much, Bernard.
Yes, sir.
I had started a program of helping people who would be in challenges of alcohol back home in Kandara.
Yes.
And we were doing, before Corona came, we would have people being sent into different places, because I would talk to parents and I would show them. Some will come in and say, wow, I don't have mine, but I have felt sad realizing that that person in the village used to be, just like the way you have said, I used to be a teacher. That person used to be a very important person. What if in our jumuiya, what if in our village, we get 2-3 people who can sponsor that person partially? So even somebody who had been either been dejected by the family, they get tired.
Okay.
Because this person can stop drinking. But when they go to the rehab, after 1 month, you realize this person becomes very normal. And then how the family either becomes interested or other parties come in.
Okay.
And that's one of the activities that we have been doing. The other part is that during my earlier years, there were researches I used to do. Because I used to wonder, like my granny and my gukal, they used to be very active people.
And they lived very long years.
100 years, they would still go back to the shamba and dig. But when health challenges came in, they became so severe, and I used to wonder, these guys have been so strong like the stone, but within a few months or within a year, the body becomes so crumbled. And this is not age. My interpretation was, no, this is not age. This is a condition like a disease. If they were eating good food that would help them live this long, there must be some food that would do that, because I would sometimes I would be blessed enough maybe to be on a journey with a friend, and then would mix up with some tourists who would have come. And then you find them, they are talking, I am 70 years old, but here is my mom. He's headed to 120. And the lady or the man, the parents now, they are walking. Or they will be having maybe walking stick. Then I would wonder.
And they have taken a long journey to come
here. Then I would wonder. We are told in Africa we have the best foods, natural.
Yes.
There, maybe it's processed food. I would wonder why. Is it really medication? So I used to do a research concerning that. And the realization I saw was that foods in their own organic state have a long-lasting benefit to the body if they can be introduced in the right way.
Okay. Okay.
As additional foods, like dietary supplements. So after I did that, I encountered 1 or 2 friends who were able to combine the researches. And because I'm not a doctor per se, although I have done the study and research and some training in wellness.
Yes.
with the background of counseling, and they would help me now put things. If it's a question I can't ask how it's supposed to be asked, they would guide me. If it's a formulation that's supposed to be in certain way, they would help calibrate. And eventually, after 1 or 2 or 3 things, we were able to approach other agencies like Mission for Essential Drugs, East Africa. It's a private laboratory. They were able to help us do the initial tests. Some of them would come out not only just negative, what we expected wasn't what would be found, which is normal. But eventually, after 1 or 2 tests in different other places, we went to the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, and they were supportive, although we used to be very scared the first times.
Yes.
And we try to go through the procedure, and there are a lot of trainings that you have to go through, even when you have your doctor with you. But eventually, we were able to get the licensing for our products, the dietary supplements. So we were licensed to manufacture dietary supplements in 2019.
Wow. So what's the name of your company?
The company is called Chromanon Dietary Supplements. And if you allow me, I can show you one of the leaflets. Here we have a leaflet. And right down within the camera, you'll be able to see.
Okay.
It's a bit too far. It's chromanon.com, Kromanon.com. If you go to our website, you'll be able to see the supplements that we have. This is ECAL. It is one of them. For joints, we have different ones. We have ECAL. This is ECAL for joints. Then we also have others like anti-anxiety. It is able to help those people who have anxiety to calm down and focus. In the website, we are able to see. We have different ones like for regulating blood pressure and cholesterol.
Yes.
We also have for those people who feel due to routines, your body is becoming slow and you want to rejuvenate it. Anti-aging. Then we also have some challenges like with the stomach. We have anti-ulcers.
So what's the price range?
We have a standard price of around 1,000 shillings
Per
bottle, which holds 30 of them.
So
we wanted to demystify the issue of supplements, because by the time the supplements get to the consumer, the prices range between 3,000 to 5,000 as a normal price. So, but for us, because they are locally available and locally processed, we wanted to ensure that everyone is able to get the dietary supplements in their natural state. They have no side effects because they're just like foods.
yes.
And well, you can be able to go to the website. We are also rolling out a program of helping the elderly, which I think possibly we'll be able to discuss more. But I can mention that the program caters for when you get dietary supplements for 6 months. Instead of paying 6,500, you're able to pay 3,000 shillings.
Okay.
That's for 6 months. If you buy dietary supplements for 1 year, instead of paying 12,500, you are able to pay 6,000 shillings.
Okay.
Which for many people it's very helpful. It is able to help even the people at home to organize themselves with budgets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, as you've heard, listeners, the next time you're seeing a levy or a person undergoing either health or mental challenges, know that they are a very helpful person to society. They have a lot that you need to give to rescue that mind and that person, because it'll give much back to society. So, as a closing note, other than helping us with your contacts, what is that thing that you're going to tell that person that is contemplating suicide?
Thank you very much, Bernard.
Yes.
Brother or sister, if you're out there and you're listening, this is James Njoroge. I have attempted suicide many times, and most likely you may have attempted more times than I. Know that there is help, and don't feel alone. I used to feel so much alone, I didn't even feel suicide was enough. And I know you have the strength to reach out. You may not necessarily reach out with the phone number that you don't want to use, so that you can reach out in many ways. You can get somebody through the internet, get Bernard's contact, get my contact or anyone. But point is, reach out. The other thing, try to stay in positive environments. I have learned that staying in environments that are negative is not good. So you don't need to abuse somebody. You can decide to stay away from that environment and stay in a positive environment. You can even decide to go to a church. One time I had to do that. I had to run to the church, and I walked to the priest and told them, now this is becoming that I was in active recovery because life was not going the way I was. And especially in church, those are the most safe places you can ever go to before you even go to the hospital. Because whether you are hungry or not, believe me, you go and share your story, they will not chase you away. You will get fed. God will provide. If He provides for the birds in the skies, He will provide for you. And the church, whomever it is there, they are blessed and anointed to link you to the next person. The person you couldn't reach. Once you involve your church, by church I'm talking about the spiritual people in your life, they'll be able to listen to you. And they will not be listening to you, they'll be listening to the man of God. And the bottom line about you getting help on suicide is that I have realized I don't need to understand and uphold God the way I used to uphold Him. I used to be a very strong Catholic. I don't need to say I am a Catholic now. Just understand God the way you understand Him. Talk with the people close to you. You will get help. Reach out to professions like Mr. Bernard. You'll get help. And God bless you. So if I would be able to give my contact?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So you can be able to get my name on Facebook. If you can go online, James Njoroge. You can also check on Facebook, Chromanon Dietary Supplements. My telephone number is 0707 224 037. I will repeat. My telephone number is 0707 224 037. I want to wish you a happy time, and please reach out for help. We receive calls any time of the day, even if it's in the midnight. Thank you.
Yes. So there you have it, folks. That has been Bwana James Njoroge. You're welcome back. We look forward to doing a few more things with you during the year.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. My name is Bernard Mwangi, and this has been We Do Recover. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, seek for shalom. Amen.
Amen, amen.
You are watching Jtv, your #1 Christian channel.